Hey guys, welcome to your notes today on dot plots. So today it starts off with the fact that quantitative data, now remember quantitative sounds like quantity, and that deals with numbers. So quantitative data on a single variable is often collected in order to understand how a characteristic of a group differs among the group members or between groups. When we ask a question like, how old is a typical fast food worker, it is helpful to take a survey and then see graphically how the ages differ amongst the group. So the question is, how old is a typical fast food worker? And below in exercise 1, we look at a specific place, Charlie's Food Factory, which currently employs 28 workers, whose ages are shown below on a dot plot. Answer the following questions based on this plot. So we haven't seen this before, but we'll be able to pick it up pretty quickly. So we pretty much just have a number line, and that number line in this scenario represents the ages of workers at Charlie's Food Factory. And each dot represents a person that works there. So there should be a total of 28 dots for each worker at this food factory. Now when we look, it says how many of the workers are 18 years old. So when you go to your number line, find 18 and count how many dots are at that 18 slot. And that should be 4. So there are 4 workers that are 18 years old working at Charlie's Food Factory. Now for part B, what is the range? Now when you remember range, that was a vocab word that we learned. Range is always talking about the highest number in your list minus the lowest. So although our number line goes all the way up to 45, 45 is not the highest number that we're focusing on because there's no dot there. So we're going to focus on the oldest person, which should be 42 according to our dot plot. And we are going to take 42 and we are going to subtract the age of the youngest person working at Charlie's Food Factory. And if we look, we have two 16-year-olds. So 16 would be the smallest number in our list, and when we subtract, we should get an answer of 26 is going to be the range of the ages of the workers. Part C, we're still using the same dot plot in exercise 1, says, would you consider this distribution symmetric? Now, the word symmetric means that if you cut it down the middle, it should be the same on both sides. However, if we look at our dot plot, most of the data is to the left. So clearly this is not symmetric. And to show that, I'll draw you what a symmetric dot plot should look like. Now, this is obviously a rough sketch, but this picture right here is what a symmetric distribution of a dot plot would look like. But again, it's very rough. Okay, part D. Part D says that the mean, otherwise known as the average, age for a worker is 22 years old. Why is this average not representative of a typical worker? So if we go back and we look at age 22, right? So here's age 22, and there's one person that is 22 working at Charlie's Food Factory. And since only one 22-year-old is working here, that is not the majority. The majority of these ages is actually smaller than 22. Most of the workers are younger than 22. Okay, exercise 2. We have a farm is studying the weight of baby chickens, otherwise known as chicks, after 1 week of growth. They find the weight in ounces of 20 chicks. The weights are shown below. Construct a dot plot on the axis given. So for each of these numbers, it represents the weight in ounces of a chick that is 1 week old. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with the first number that you see. So you have a 2 here. So that is going to be a dot at 2. And then you see 1. So that's the next number, and you're going to put a dot at 1. 3, and then you've got 1 at 4. Now when they start to repeat, see we have another 2. You're going to put another dot at 2 going up. So go ahead and pause the video now so that you can fill out this dot plot on your own, and then when you resume, you'll see mine. Okay, so mine obviously went a little off the area that I was supposed to write in, but you get the idea. So you can see that the smallest weight of a chick is 1 ounce. The largest would be 8 ounces, but there's only one chick that weighs 8 ounces. And a majority of your chicks are in that middle range of like 2 to 5, but the highest number is going to be at 3 ounces with a total of 5 chicks. And that actually concludes our notes for today. Short and sweet.